It's 5 o'clock. I'm getting ready to go home. What did I do today? I had to be here at 7:15. I had a meeting with a committee or a small group of people that are here with me to help support Whose House, which is the house system on campus, just to kind of iron some things out to make life a little bit easier for everybody. So I had that meeting, and then I taught in leadership. The kids filmed some little video clips on their house because we have a little newscast that gets played every day, and that newscast is put on by 7th grade leadership. So they scripted out little informational segments on each of the 4 houses, and then they filmed those today, and I just finished sending those to the 7th grade teacher so that hopefully he can integrate it into the newscast. And then in my main classes, my homeroom class, we talked about small groups. UA, Universal Access is what we call it here. I will have them for an extra period on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and that extra period is meant for small group instruction. Normally in years past, this school has made it so that, and I think this is like a district thing, 3rd period for every class on campus was Universal Access. And they would divvy up the entire grade level, or level every student in the grade level based on ability, which meant I would be teaching a class during 3rd period that most of them weren't my students. They were just other students from other 8th grade classes, but they were all in the class together because their ability levels were the same. I didn't love the idea, especially if you're teaching the group that has academic struggles, because they literally have no one in class to really like model themselves after or to assist. And the classes could be quite large, so it kind of just defeated the purpose. And I had to teach language live my first year, and that is some dry curriculum for 8th graders. This year, because of COVID, we're not intermixing classes like that, obviously. So the nice thing about that is that we get to keep our own kids and run small groups in our class during that 3rd period, which is how we did it in elementary school, which is what I think makes the most sense, because you know your kids and you can kind of integrate what they're already learning with the needs that they have. So that started today, and so I was just kind of explaining to them the plan on how it works. Now, the only frustrating part is I do have students on IEPs and that get special services, and so I should have the support of an aide, which I do, but that aide is theoretically supposed to be in like 3 places at once, 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, because we are understaffed when it comes to aides. So we're trying to figure out how she can be in 3 places at once, so that she can help with running small groups during that time. And that's not her fault. It's not the RSP teacher's fault. The district is convinced that we have enough aides on campus to make this work. But I know that they know that we don't, and we say this every year and it doesn't get fixed. And then we get frustrated, and then they wonder why it's hard to get teachers to teach RSP, or why kids are not making the growth we want to see, because there's only one teacher in the classroom and I can't do it all by myself. And that poor lady can't be in 3 places at once. So that's the frustrating part, is that I can't see as many kids, or we can't see as many kids as we would like to, because we're stretched thin with staffing. So I showed them this little chart that I made using Canva last night. Let me see if I can make it bigger. That just kind of shows them like how the day would go, the rotations. And so it's 3 blocks of 20. This is here twice because I should be meeting with one group, and then the aide would be meeting with another. These are just the names of the group. They don't mean anything to the students, but I know what they mean. And then on Thursdays and Fridays it says Miss Lawrence, because then my homeroom class is with her for that 3rd period on Thursday and Fridays, and then her homeroom class, which is my switch class, is with me on Thursdays and Fridays. And so what I've decided to do in those 3 20-minute blocks is, one block is them working on Greek and Latin roots, because that's something that they all need. Another block is them working on their IXL lessons, which are targeted lessons online based on their performance in language arts. And then a 20-minute block is with me. I won't see every group every day, but when I am meeting with the group, they're either going to be working on their extended writing project, and I'm going to be instructing them based on where they are at in terms of their ability, or some other skill that I feel like they need to work on. So we did that. And then in my homeroom class, we started getting into history. That's why I wore this shirt today. I teach history to save the future. I showed you guys this over the summer. It's from an Etsy shop. And we did a Nearpot lesson on colonial America. And we talked about the Atlantic slave trade. So I used this video that I found last year from TED Ed that's really good about talking about the Atlantic slave trade and explaining how it originated and touching on how, you know, there were different types of slavery and slaves were coming from different places for a period of time, and there were indentured servants, and there were African tribes trading slaves because it was like a casualty of warfare, and then how it transitioned to like the United States relying heavily, and why the United States was relying heavily on slave labor after learning about the three colonial areas: New England, Middle Colonies, and Southern Colonies. So we talked about the geographical differences of all of those places, and then when we got to the Southern Colonies, just making sure they understood in that area, like that colony was surviving and thriving off of cash crops, and they needed a lot of human labor to make money off those crops, which then leads them to start relying heavily, solely almost, on slavery. So we talked about that, and in language arts we did a little vocabulary video and read and respond activity on theme, because tomorrow we're going to do a study sync lesson using the monkey's paw on theme. My switch class is about a day behind, so they had to finish the monkey's paw, which we did, talked about it. They still have a skill lesson. No, they don't. They didn't get to the read and respond activity that I did with my homeroom class, and we didn't even get to the history lesson at all. Because we also, in social studies, I forgot to mention, did article of the week. So we did the +1 routine, which is what we did last week, where I read the article with them. They try and jot down as many key details and facts as they can remember just from memory, and then they rotate their paper around, and their table mates do the same. So time was short. They were both disappointed because we did not get to all your twisted secrets today, and I'm just as disappointed as they are, but I have to, like, study sync is the priority, so I always have to make sure I get that done first and then fit in the book later, which I will. So that is really it. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to show. There was nothing, I didn't feel like I was doing anything dynamic in my teaching or worth vlogging today, so I didn't do anything like that. But I think I'm just gonna, oh no, I said that already. I think I'm gonna just cut this one short today, if you guys don't mind. I do feel like I'm forgetting something, but I'm probably not. I'm just gonna cut this one short, give myself a break. But today, all in all, it was a good day. I hate when my two classes are that far apart from each other, so now the stress is like closing the gap, but it is what it is. But if you enjoyed today's quick glimpse in my day, give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. If you're not following me on Instagram, head over there and follow me at Smarty Style. And as always, I hope that you guys are well, and if you're not well, please be well, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.